You people just make stuff up.
Hey, welcome everybody to Joe Kinnan Field at Hawkins Stadium tonight. The regional semifinal game between the Manatee Hurricanes and St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders. The Canes coming in 7-1. The Raiders 4-1 to tonight's game. Joining me, as always, Gene Brown down on the field. Chad Choate up here in the booth. And let's, first of all, talk a little bit, Gene. You and I have seen all 5 of these ball games between the two. The Canes last winning in 2009 here at Joe Kinnan Field.
Welcome back, Gene.
Thank you, Chad, Danny. Probably the most memorable one was in 05 when Joe came right back and we got our butts thumped. I mean, and that probably set up the next 6 to 7 years of Coach Kinnan on how he was going to coach, and it also told the kids of how we had to play. So it's been a great rivalry for the obviously always deep in the playoffs. And obviously we've only won one of them, and that was very memorable. And, you know, I would say it probably is the second most memorable game in this stadium in the last 50 years or more. Obviously in 85 when they won the state championship on this field was great. But in 09 when we beat the number 1 team in the nation, defending national champs, going for their second national championship, third state
37-game win streak.
Yep. So we did what we needed to do. Now tonight, 2 different teams. These kids don't even know about that stuff. Haven't seen each other. Most of them were probably
5 years old.
Yeah, 5, 6 years old. Of course, St. Thomas is the same. Manatee's still a powerhouse as we go, and you just got to keep winning and working at it. And I think when tonight comes out, I have a feeling the Hurricanes are going to play their best game tonight and do what they need to do to be playing, hopefully, well, we know it would be Venice next week.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's see what takes place going down the road. We're 18 minutes away from tonight's kickoff. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about Manatee football, and we'll hear from head coach Youssef Shakir. We'll take a timeout here on Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Shakir, this is Danny Carter. And last week the Hurricanes victorious in the regional quarterfinal. They've moved on to the regional semifinal this week, in which they'll play St. Thomas Aquinas. But last week the Hurricanes win 35-21. And Coach, a game that was really the tale of two halves. 21-14 we trailed at the half, doing some decent things along the way, but not good enough to have ourselves in the lead. And then things kind of clicked and turned around in the second half as we tossed a shutout in the second half, 21-0, to come away with a victory. You had to be pleased with the second half of play. I know not overly pleased with the first half of play.
Yeah, very much so. I think, besides the turnovers in the second half was very, like you said, tale of two games, really, in one. So I just think that the kids came focused and ready in the second half, and that's how we have to come out in this situation. And they have to be, we can't give up big plays because of mental lapses, and that's what hurt us in the first half on defense. And then on offense, we just cannot turn the ball over. You have to have ball security, and that's just focus and details, on the player's part. They have to lock you in and make sure they execute properly.
Coach, up front, the front five played fairly well last week. I thought they opened up some good holes. Kyrie Jones with yet another 200-yard rushing game, and that's going into his 5th straight game over 100 yards, and leading the team in touchdowns as well. But Kyrie, you can't do it all without that offensive line.
Definitely. I think those guys have really come together, and a lot of times we get a lot of different fronts that we have to face. So a lot of times they're cutting some of our linemen, and so sometimes they bring some exotic blitzes. So our line has to really adjust throughout the game and kind of make sure that they are focusing on the details of the small things and overcoming some obstacles. A lot of times, that we may not see during the week that the other team hasn't shown before, especially some of the cutting aspects of it. So they have to make sure that they continue to do what they're supposed to do in those situations. So we have to make sure that they get all the credit that they deserve up front.
On the defensive side of things, it was nice to have Nathan Hyman back. I think he's instrumental in this defense and making things happen. It'll be great to have Tyreek Allen back tonight as well. Last week, Nathan played well. Sam Uvave, another tremendous game. He just slowly is coming into his own.
Yes, very much so. I think Samu is having a phenomenal season. A lot of people don't realize that last year was really his first year ever playing football. And he's such a big athletic guy. A lot of people expect a lot of things from him, but I think the game is really starting to slow down for him, and I think he's understanding the overall aspect of what football really is. And that's one thing I always like about kids who don't play very early. They don't have any bad habits. So, they're blank canvases. So that's always good. They're a little bit behind, but once they catch up, they just roll with it, and they understand truly what you're trying to ask of them. It was huge having Nate Hyman back last week. It was great because of the fact that, Nate is basically our leader on defense. He checks and makes all the adjustments. So other people were able to get back into their roles. But also, like with him being out, it actually allowed a lot of our other guys kind of step up and be more leadership. And I think the other kids understand more of the overall scheme, not having forced to do it. They can't rely on somebody else to pick up that slack. So I think we're just going to be such a stronger defensive unit as we continue to go forward throughout the playoffs, especially having Tyreek back in the secondary.
Tonight, Coach, we take on St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders. Not really a team that anybody doesn't know who they are. National power throughout the years. Manatee has played them 5 times over the years. Last time victorious was here. The only time we won, 1-4 against them, it was here at this place. 37-game win streak. We stopped. That's not on the line for St. Thomas tonight, but you also are familiar with them through your years at Lincoln as well. What do you got to do to kind of slow down their offense? A little bit different than what we've seen in years past, trying to play the pro style, but more of a spread type team.
Yes, babe, but first and foremost, they're going to run the ball, and they've always been that way. They always have a huge offensive line. They just try to lean on you and try to just get their backs really in space and just really let them have. They've always thrown to the backs for years, so they're really the same entity of what they really are. They're just getting to it a different type of way. They are more spread formation than what they've been in the past, but they're still just running the ball and short, quick passes to the back. So we just have to make sure on defense we execute. We just got to play more physical, and we just got to play every play hard throughout the whole game. They're such a talented team that you really just can't take plays off. Some teams you can take a play or two here off, which a lot of kids do. But then, a lot of times if you're equal talent or more talented, it doesn't hurt you. But when they have position after position of guys, and then they do such a great job because they got about 30-some coaches on the staff, so they're very detailed and very organized. And that's the thing about it. Very successful teams are always very detailed and very organized, and so their players are coached very well. And so you just have to make sure you out execute them. You just have to make sure you out physical them with that component. So it's going to be a big challenge for us. But that's playoffs for every round. It's only 16 teams left in the state in 7A football. So you got the 16 of the best. So that's not a big number. So you gonna whoever we were playing, whether St. Thomas or anybody else, we're gonna be up for a great challenge.
And lastly, Coach, let's talk about the St. Thomas defense. Dallas Turner is the guy who really leads that. He's the defensive end. He's got 10 sacks on the season so far in a short season. He's all over in the backfield. He's the guy that kind of disrupt things. What do you do to slow him down?
Well, definitely. They're very good up front. Have him that's committed to Alabama, and have the kid that's committed to Florida on the other end. And so, and then they have a great group of backers, inside backers that are very good high school players. Of course, they're Division I guys too, but they just do a great job of executing. The basic thing we have to do, we just have to be physical with them. We can't be passive. We can't be responsive as an offense. We have to make sure we strike the first blow and continue. Just be aggressive in everything that we do.
Well, Coach, let's try and finish off this Thanksgiving week with a victory and move on in the playoffs. Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you, Danny.
You just heard from head coach Youssef Shakir. We'll take a timeout and be back with more of the Shake Pit Countdown to Kickoff. You're watching Manatee Hurricane Football presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Welcome, everybody, back to Joe Canan Field, Hawkins Stadium, the countdown to kickoff, the Shake Pit countdown to kickoff. Danny Carter along with Chad Chode up here in the booth. And 9:17 it says on the clock till kickoff. I think we got a little bit more time than that, Chad. But let's talk a little bit about both teams as we go into this football game. Manatee comes in 7-1. We got St. Thomas Aquinas 4-1 coming in. They won losses against Cardinal Gibbons. All I've got all week long. Do we have a chance? Do we have a chance? Yes, we have a chance.
Sure.
I think everybody's got a chance, regardless of what happens. And I don't think this is the same St. Thomas team we saw from 2005 all the way to 2012.
Yeah, and the last time, think about this, last time we saw St. Thomas, at least head-to-head, was 2012. And we were ranked number one in the country at that point and really cruising undefeated at the time, and went down there and really played probably our worst game of the season, unfortunately, at the worst time back in 2012 and lost to them in the semifinals. So we really haven't seen St. Thomas since, because we moved to 8A shortly after, and they stayed in 7A. So we really haven't seen them since. And really just talking to some folks that have seen him in the last several years, they're not, this year they're good. There's no question. They've got several Division I defensive ends. They're younger on the offensive side, especially in the skilled side, with their quarterback and running back and some wide receivers. They'll be Division I guys. There's no question. But I think from top to bottom, they're not as big as they were and loaded as they have been in years past. Some of that may be because, hey, some kids maybe didn't even play because of COVID, and they're getting ready for college. Maybe they already had their commitment ready and stuff like that. Some of it may just be because, hey, it's cyclical, and that's the way it works. But what's one thing that's really exciting, we haven't had a game with this kind of magnitude really since you go back to 2016. We hosted Armour in a kickoff classic that I know doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but they were highly ranked in the state, in the country, and we really hadn't had a game like that since then. So that's 4 years ago, and obviously haven't played St. Thomas Aquinas since 2012. So bring that rivalry back is super exciting. So,
well, let's do some quick comparisons between the two teams offensively. Let's first look at St. Thomas. St. Thomas comes into this game rushing on average 145 on the ground, 107 through the air, 30 points per game, giving up 15 per game. The Hurricanes averaging 143 on the ground, 160 through the air, 303 total, averaging 34 points per game and giving up 21. When you look at the comparisons as far as that, very, very close and very adequate to both teams as far as what they've done. 7-1, 4-1. Last week, they beat a Lehigh team, they being St. Thomas, 50-14. Manatee wins a game 35-21. Not a pretty game in the first half by no means, but they shut them out in the second half, 21-0.
If you look at it, to me, St. Thomas has always been a team that's going to rely on their run game. They've always been big up front on both sides, offense and defensive line. So they're going to rely on their run game to be able to ground and pound and then be able to do some play-action passes from that. This year's team is no different. Zion Turner, number 12, their running back, their quarterback.
Quarterback, yeah.
Be a very athletic guy. He's not a super thrower. He's not a stand back in the pocket and nickel and dime you kind of guy. He's an athletic guy, which causes some issues. But they don't necessarily use him as a zone read type, quarterback like we sometimes use Jace. Look, they've only played 5 games. We played almost close to double the games that they've played. And so I think that's a little bit, they're maybe just getting to their identity possibly of who they are, and we maybe have gotten there. We know, especially in the last 4 or 5 games, we're a run-heavy team. There's no question. And we're going to hopefully tonight set the tone and be physical up front and run the ball.
Well, let's take a quick 60-second timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk more about these two teams, the comparisons between both of them. You're watching Manatee football on the 2020 FHSAA Football Region Semifinal, thanks in part to Conley Buick GMC.
It's one thing to be the first hospital in our community.
It's another to still be leading the way more than 60 years later.
As someone who has seen Manatee Memorial evolve over the years, I'm proud of the strides they have taken to stay at the forefront of technology.
Manatee Memorial has always been there for Manatee County. It allows our community to live better.
I was born at Manatee Memorial, so it's no exaggeration to say they've been there for me since the beginning.
You can't really think of our community without thinking of Manatee Memorial.
There's a certain tradition of quality that's always been a part of the hospital.
To me, it's a sense of community pride, a place where little and big miracles happen every day.
Our community would not be what it is today without Manatee Memorial.
They've shown over generations of care that they are great community partners.
I've always felt confident in the team at Manatee Memorial because of the longevity of many staff members and the obvious concern for the needs of their patients.
They really care about our community, and they've proven it year after year.
That's why Manatee Memorial is my hospital.
My hospital.
My hospital.
Manatee Memorial Hospital, serving our community for over 60 years.
Every team has beat them up the middle.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Joe Canam Field of Hawkins Stadium. The regional semifinal game between the Manatee Hurricanes and the St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders. Tonight's game pits two teams that have quite the history, Chad. Manatee is 1-4 between the two teams. And really and truly, if I look back, I've seen all five.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. We should be 2-3. I mean, we were down there, lost a double overtime game.
I may have jinxed us on the double overtime. It was my senior year of college, and we're down there. And I texted a buddy that the state championship was going to be down there in Miami the next week. And I texted a buddy at halftime. They had Major Wright. They had a bunch of guys who were going to Florida and things like that. And so I said, hey, listen, we're going to be coming back down here for the state championship next week. And so I may have jinxed us a little bit.
I don't believe in jinxes. I don't. I mean, all I remember is
2-3 could very easily be the number.
I'll tell you what I remember the most. I'm sitting in the box, and to the right of me is the St. Thomas guy, and he looks at me and he starts handing me statistics of the game. Not that I didn't already know what was going on. And those guys were defeated up there. Yeah. They were beat. Now, I don't think they got a first down until midway through the third quarter. Yeah. And Manatee dominated that game up and up. And it turned. What flipped the game was a punt return, flipped the ball game.
Absolutely.
Everybody goes back and says, "Oh, that's Major Wright on the interception return." That had to do with it.
I would say that too. Yep.
Yeah, that was a huge moment. Absolutely, it was huge. But you go back, get in double overtime, things happen. I mean, I've seen a lot of great games with the Hurricanes. I've seen some heartbreaking losses. I've seen a lot of unbelievable comeback wins. And when you go back and you watch these two teams play, there's a lot of different things that take place. And I think yesterday we did something as a booster club that I think is very important for our team. And,
super special.
And I went out and I challenged them the week before. And Coach Shakir allowed me a moment to talk to the team. And I said, listen, you guys win, we'll supply breakfast to you. Well, they went out and they won. They came here. And before we got to where we were going to eat breakfast, I brought up a little bit about the history of Manatee football. And I think that's important because a lot of these guys don't understand the history of the Manatee football program. And it goes way back. And Joe Canam, when he came back in here in the early 80s and the things that he's done and built what he built along the way, and there's so many people that just want to gravitate to it. And I can't say enough about people. If you're not gravitating to it, you got to get yourself back into it.
I think we're close. We're close to what we expected.
So we sit down in the middle of this field, and I challenge them about tonight's game, and we turn them towards the video board, and they watch the 2009 highlights. And afterwards, we had Ace Sanders on the field. Ace spoke to them of what the feeling was like, and he gave them some input of what goes into this football game and what St. Thomas Aquinas is and what we are and the challenges that you're going to face going into the game. And I thought that was extremely good for our young players, even our older players, our seniors. I think they all took it in. Hey, we finished things off. We ate. We enjoyed ourselves. And I think for the first time in a long time, Chad, I thought I saw a switch change in these guys. Whether or not it ends in a winning result tonight, but I think they started to understand, especially the younger group.
Sure. Sure, and look, I grew up as a kid in the '80s, early '90s, and I idolized the guys like Kiki Freeman, and Chris Bilkey, and Willie Taggart, and Tyrone Williams, and Chevin Wiggins. Those are guys who I grew up as a little kid, being in the front yard, which I was obviously not nearly as talented, but that's who I pretended like I was.
Guys up there.
And so, I think that our kids, it's good for our kids now to go back to some of that tradition, especially something that they can relate to in the same years. Not necessarily the 80s, but they can go back to the 2009s. Ace played this team 3 times. And it's the 3rd time he finally beat them. And it was a huge win, kind of really pushed us in that 2009, really pushed us to the next level. We get the Under Armour contract. We go to the state championship. We end up winning it a couple years later. We end up being national champion, or number 1 ranked in the nation in 2012, being on ESPN, things like that. And that really propelled this program from that victory. And I feel like we're almost in the same spot. If we can get this victory tonight, this may propel this program back to where we expect ourselves because of what happened in 2009, really.
Well, you're putting together and pitting 2 historical programs against one another tonight. The Manatee Hurricanes hosting St. Thomas Aquinas. We're on the field now for the coin toss. We'll wait for that to happen as they toss it up in the air. They look side to side. We're going to figure out here in a second who has won the toss and who has lost the toss. And, Manatee won the toss. We're going to defer, and we're going to defend towards the east end, I believe.
Which has pretty much been our MO the whole year. When we won, we like to defer, and that's put the defense on the field first and see what they've got offensively, and then take the ball in the second half.
Gene's down on the sidelines. I'm assuming Gene can hear us. And, Gene, we talked a little bit about these 2 teams going together, and what a great moment here in a few seconds as the Hurricanes get ready to come on the football field.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of players down here from that 09 team that beat them, Breon Carnes, Rashad Simmons, and several others, but they're just out here. They want to see this team, and they're excited about it, and that's what we got to get the rest of this game. Just be excited and play good.
Here come the Hurricanes onto the field, and quickly, let's get a few things out of the way early on. The rights to the webcast of the region semifinal game of the 2020 FHSAA Class 7A Football Championships have been granted to ManateeFootball.com by the Florida High School Athletic Association and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Florida High School Athletic Association is prohibited. But, Chad, we're just moments away from the kickoff of tonight's game, and I don't know if there's some good games in 7A, and I was watching something the other day. It was kind of funny when you look at it. It was covered the entire country, and it said that the 7A, just the state playoffs in 7A, is the 6th hardest conference to go through. Go through that web. We're talking the entire nation and the great teams that are in it.
And to be honest
unbelievable.
With you, six, that may be a little low. I'll be honest with you.
I agree.
22 nation country, the 22 ranked team in the country with St. Thomas here. Venice is no slouch, whoever wins this game. And then having to go through, in the semifinals somewhere like Lakeland, something like that, Armour, who's won a bunch, Bloomingdale, who's come on big this year, and then to go to the state championship, you're going to have to beat an Edgewater or something like that from Orlando. So 7A is extremely tough. There's no question. Playing St. Thomas Aquinas, theoretically in the second round, this is our 3rd game in the playoffs, but, the buy-in game the play-in game was the first one. But
right, here you go. You want some excitement right off the bat? Manatee looking for the football to kick it off. Chris Snyder on to do the kicking duties for the Hurricanes. They'll kick off from the 40-yard line. He'll go left to right. Manatee red helmets, red tops, white bottoms. It's going to be Aquinas with the golden helmets, white jerseys, and blue bottoms. I say blue is Navy. Chris Snyder, the Basil's Chicken and Ribs kickoff. This will be returnable from the 9-yard line. The returner is going to get across the 20, the 25, sidesteps the guy to the 30, to the 35. Chris Snyder, the last guy with a chance, and he's going to drag him out of bounds. And a great return by the Aquinas Raiders. They're going to start out the Manatee 29-yard line right out of the chute.
Yeah, not the best, obviously, kickoff coverage you want to see. But you know what? All those guys are defensive guys, so now you got to come up and play defense.
Hey,
and
worst
play
return,
well.
worst defensive return by the Canes all year long. So St. Thomas will go on offense first. It will be Zion Turner, the quarterback. It'll be Anthony Hankerson. Yes, that's a familiar name. We'll talk more about as we go along.
Long list of family there.
It'll be a handoff to Hankerson up the middle. He'll sidestep one. He's going to straight up the gut, and he's going to be taken down around the 5-yard line. Plenty of green grass for him, as it was just a simple handoff inside off the.
Yeah, missed tackle there right at the line of scrimmage. I don't know who it was who had the missed tackle right there from the line of scrimmage, but that, again, propels the big play for Hankerson.
First and goal, St. Thomas. Hankerson again. This time
Zion pulls it and goes.
He pulls it and walks in. Nobody around him, and it's 6 points for St. Thomas. That easy. Two plays.
Pretty quick. Pretty quick for St. Thomas. And again, you know, that on the goal line there didn't look like a defensive line was really set and ready to go. But again, the first play comes down to a missed tackle, unfortunately, from whoever that possibly was right there.
Let's be realistic. I mean, the first play comes down to kicking the thing off. I mean, you got to kick the ball deep enough, and you got to make the coverage, and you allow them to get the ball all the way down to your territory and back you up. So, not a good start for the Hurricanes. Extra point, the kicker puts it up, and it is through, and it's 7-0 St. Thomas. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. You're watching the 2020 regional semifinal game between the Manatee Hurricanes and St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders. ManateeFootball.com.
Before the warning flags are launched, before the winds of change arrive, you must plan and prepare for what lies ahead. Your business and personal finances call for a trusted team to help you achieve your goals with numbers you can count on. Serving this region since 1954, CS&L CPAs provides accounting, tax, audit, and consulting services. Our mission is to understand your unique needs and create exceptional solutions. CS&L CPAs is a proud supporter of Manatee High School. Visit us online to find out more.
To go first quarter. Raiders took the opening kickoff back to the Manatee 29-yard line. 2 plays later, they find pay dirt. They go up 7-0. It's going to be Noah Botsford on to do the kicking duties for St. Thomas. Kick it off. It'll be hung up, and it's going to be E.J. Allen from the 5. Allen across the 15 to the 16 and met immediately and dropped. And the Canes will take over at the 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Let's see if Manatee can answer the opening drive, 2-play drive. After a great kick return by St. Thomas, Manatee will open up with the offensive line of Cameron McLeod, Frankie Robinson, Quentin Rome, Derek Maurice, and Charles Armstrong. That's left to right.
I know, talking to Coach in the week, he wants to be physical. He wants to set up the run game, and let's see if we can match our physicality with theirs.
Jace will fake the handoff, looks, fires out in the flat. Nobody open, and just kind of threw the guy. There was nobody open anyways. There's nowhere for him to go with that football, so they tried a quick play action on first down. Nothing doing. It was set up as 2nd and 10.
Yeah, again, with some of that read option stuff, knowing that was supposed to be a run or could have been a pull and a pass, and we'll see what that's supposed to be. But expect some more run more than passes tonight.
2nd and 10. Jace Brzezowski will have Kyrie Jones in the backfield off to the left. 3 receivers to his left. One to his right, Jaden Corbett. Time to drop back. He's going to fire out in the flat and off the hands of Jaden Corbett. Should have been a caught ball. And
yeah, that's caught right there. It's a gain of probably 8. And those are the kind of mistakes you can't have against a really talented team, or really just any team, to be honest with you. But especially a talented team like St. Thomas, you've got to be able to catch those and move your ball club, 2nd and 2 rather than 3rd and 10.
Set up 3rd down and 10 now. Canes backed up at the 16-yard line looking for something. Offensively, the first pass well underthrown. Good thing it was. Here we go, third down. Jace Brzezowski fires across the middle. It's going to be caught. That'll be Chris Perry. Plenty for the first down. Gets the ball out across the 30 to the 35-yard line. A 17-yard pickup. And the Canes find a first down in a crucial situation. 10:50 to go. First quarter. Canes trail 7-0.
Great job there by Jace to find Perry there. And great job by Perry catching and being physical. Knew he was going to get popped. Way to catch it and continue to run and get the first down.
I think there's throwing room on them all day long, looking back at film. And
yep, they like to run the man coverage or cover 3. Definitely zones to throw.
This time, Brzezowski drops back, fires over the middle. Jaden Corbett, he's got it caught. It's down to the 38-yard line or 42-yard line of the Aquinas Raiders. A 24-yard pickup and a great throw and catch. Jace Brzezowski to Jaden Corbett.
So I guess I don't know what I'm talking about when I said we're going to run the ball more than we're going to pass the ball, because that's 4 straight passes. So I was lied to. No, I'm kidding. Hey,
they're just showing no safeties.
Listen,
if you're not going to show any safeties, now they got safety. Now look for the run.
We're doing
right
a
here.
check with me, and we're going to come out of formation, see what they're lining up against.
This time, hand off Kyrie Jones up the middle. He'll bounce off the first guy, fight forward for a couple of yards. We'll give him 3 on the pickup.
But no, we're doing a lot of check with me. So Coach Green's up here, and he can see what's going on. We're going to do is clap our hands, check with me, look to the sideline. Hey, what are they lined up in formation-wise? Do we run the ball? Do we pass the ball? Maybe make a check to see what the first call was. Maybe roll with the first call. And that's what we've been doing. And honestly, nice throw and catches other than the first one from Corbett.
Yeah, now St. Thomas has gone away from all those guys in a box. They drop a safety deep. Jace Brzezowski, 3 receivers to his right. He takes a snap. He drops. He looks. He's going to fire out in the flat. He's got Jaden Corbett. Jaden slipped on his cutout.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was there.
It was there.
Yep.
No doubt it was there. Jaden slipped on the cut, running the corner out there. Here's what I'll say from just the very beginning of watching this. I think our offensive line is doing good so far, giving him some time, giving Jay some time to throw the ball. And it is there. No, you're absolutely right. You're playing a high free safety, run those corner routes like that. Short route by the first receiver, makes a corner stay. Safety's got to cover, middle of the field. Nice little corner there if Jaden would have had his feet.
3rd down and 7 for the Canes. Got the ball at the St. Thomas 39-yard line. Canes trail 7-0, 9:12 to go.
5 seconds on the clock.
First quarter.
Come on.
Got the ball off just in time. Now he's under pressure. He's going to throw it flat, and it should have been caught. Ty Neville's the intended receiver. Even if he catches, he's going to be short of the first down. But that would have given you a little bit more of, hey, what do you do? And
sure.
I think we'll send on the punting unit from here. I think if you pick up those yards, now you think about it twice.
He catches it maybe a yard or 2 short from the stick. Now you're thinking maybe do we go for it or not. But, hey, who knows? Maybe the guy making the tackle misses, comes off, and you go to the races. So, unfortunately, there are 2 missed drop passes that we really don't see from Corbett or Neville's and really stop that drive there.
Chris Snyder on to punt for the Hurricanes. 41-yard average on the year. Good snap. He'll get it away. It's going to be a nice hanging punt. It's going to go into the end zone, just sort a little bit too much. So St. Thomas will take over at their own 20-yard line. We'll keep things right here. Hey, listen, if you're tired of the big bank buyouts, visit First Southern Bank for all your banking needs. First Southern Bank is a true community bank led by experienced neighborhood bankers that live and work in Manatee County. Full-service bank offers competitive commercial and consumer loans. That's First Southern Bank, located at 3103 Manatee Avenue West. And Gene, we stubbed their toe on the first drive. They got down there with a great kick return. Now all of a sudden we got to bounce back and see what we can do. Start at their own 20. And I don't have Gene. Here we go. First down and 10. Zion Turner. He'll hand off to Hankerson. Hankerson finds a little bit of running room. Good job defensively over there on the right side. It's going to be Markel Jackson in on the tackle.
Much better job there defensively to corral Hankerson, who's got a long list of family members who have been a St. Thomas Aquinas Raider.
2nd down and 8 for the Raiders. again. Hankerson gets it. He's going to be hit behind the line. He slips one tackler and went from a loss of a yard to a turnaround of an 8-yard pickup and a first down, and that should have been an easy stop on the play.
Very frustrating. You know, we had two guys really that should have had the tackle. But also, listen, give kudos to Hankerson being a tough guy to tackle. But when you're there to make a play, you got to make a play.
We got somebody down on the far side. We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. You're watching Manatee Football presented by Conley Buick GMC. That's Iron down. Good. First and 10 Raiders at their own 32-yard line. 8:22 to go, first quarter. Iron Jackson being helped off to the field, and
don't look good.
That's not good either. Hopefully, kind of work things out to be good to go, but not good when you're getting that much help going off the field. So, St. Thomas on first down. They'll hand off to flip it out to the intended receiver and fake the handoff to Hankerson. They give it off to number 18. Unfortunately, 18 is not on anybody's roster anywhere in America.
Tight end for them looks like coming across the field there. Big gain, though. And good play. And it comes back from the play action and what we've seen from Hankerson and then really run the ball. That's where defense is keying. And there goes 18 right across the field underneath and wide open.
Raiders first and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Turner takes. He's going to fire down deep. He's got a man wide open. It's going to be caught, and he'll walk into the end zone touchdown. And just like that, it's 13-0. That just beat a man down the field.
Camden Brown on the reception there, 51-yarder.
Camden Brown is their main receiver. Hey, the thing about it is you don't stay with him. You let him go. You're selling out on a run, and for whatever reason, you gotta do your job as a defensive back, and just wasn't done right there. And he found green grass all the way.
Absolutely, especially as a corner, you know your job first is run is pass, and you're really the last line of defense for the run, because you're right there with the sideline anyways.
Ball's down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. It'll be 14-0 St. Thomas, 7:54 to go. First quarter. It's like we ain't even taking a breath, and we're down 2 scores.
Yeah.
A lot of football to go. This is far from over.
A lot of football to go. No question, but not a great way to start.
No, listen, the Bose Imaging Center is dedicated to bringing you the best in quality radiology imaging. The Bose family has been in healthcare for more than 4 generations. The state-of-the-art facility is located in the heart of Bradenton and near all major medical facilities. Bose Imaging Center, where quality and customer service is the standard. So now with the injured Iron Jackson, he's on the sidelines. Hopefully he'll be able to return later. They're going to send back E.J. Allen and Tyreek Allen. Noah Botsford on to do the kicking duties. Rare moment that I've watched St. Thomas. I mean, first kick was well short of the end zone. I'm used to watching them kick off and blow it all the way out the back end.
That goes Division I crazy. But listen, our 2 run guys, returners right now, can take it.
Line drive is going to be out of bounds, and the Canes should get good starting position here around the 35. Hey, listen, it's all for naught right now. All you got to do is go down, score some points right here. Just stay in the ball game, figure things out as it goes along. There's so much football left. It's not even funny.
And look, you look at that first drive, other than 2 drops, we drove the ball. We were able to make some receptions and move a little bit. And you take those 2 drops away, maybe it ends up a little bit different. We really haven't seen the run game start yet for us as far as Manatee goes. So, listen, a lot of time left in this game, no question. And 18 is not on their roster on Max Preps either. So.
Nah, I couldn't find him. I looked for him before. 117 people on the roster, and that one's not there. First down will be Kyrie Jones up the middle. Kyrie fights forward for about a yard, maybe 2. We'll give him 2. It'll be second down and 8. Manatee still goes with the big unit.
Rather check with me again, seeing what Coach Green sees up here, sees what the defense lined up, and see if what we got called is good or move to something else.
Again, no safety in the situation there. Now they drop one back. Now they fade out of it. It's a pump fake. Now he's going to throw it out. It's going to be caught, and that was kind of thrown up for grabs. And good job by Jace.
It seemed like it was thrown over grabs, but I think that was the original route that was run, and he just didn't see it from the beginning. I think he was supposed to throw that from the beginning because no one was really around. Even St. Thomas, no one was really around.
I think it looked more that way because Jace was falling away from the play, and Jaden Corbin on the receiving end of that. First down and 10 Canes, thrown 48-yard line. This time a lot of movement up front, no flag thrown whatsoever, and I thought they went off sides, and I could have been offsides too. We moved early because our left guard looked like he pulled way in advance. Give him a yard pickup on the play. Second down and 9.
Yeah, they're definitely shuffling their D linemen kind of a little bit of everywhere. Defensive ends playing middle and bringing in some guys.
Kyrie Jones jumps out in the flat. This time it's going to be a quick throw and nowhere close to hitting the intended receiver, Jaden Corbett. I mean, he just tried to get – I know he was under pressure. He just got rid of that one way too early. Led the guy by about 2 yards.
Yeah, and he was open.
He was open. He just
let him just a little too long.
I think it was one of those, you see a guy coming at you, get rid of the football as fast as you can. So bring up 3rd and 9.
So our third down of the game. We're 1 for 2 so far.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 is not a great opportunity to pick it up either. This time he's going to throw it out in the flat. It's going to be caught by Jaden Corbett. He's going to be just short of the first down as he caught it. Got forced out of bounds. It's going to be a 4th and 1, and I almost think you got to go for it here. I don't care what they send out on the field.
Not against going for it, especially maybe making them jump off sides, see if we can do a hard cadence.
Hey, we're down 2 scores. I don't think you got anything better to do right here. 6:09. I wouldn't punt the rest of the game. I don't care what we do.
On the gas.
This time out of the gun, he'll send an empty backfield. Not sure that I like this at all. Now he's going to throw it in the flat. It's going to be caught. And that was thrown to Kyrie Jones.
Boy.
You talk about a throw that only Kyrie could catch. I mean, you throw it down. And I wasn't a big fan of being under without anybody in the backfield. I'm
Unless
not a
it's
fan
a
of
quick
that.
throw like that.
Correct.
Unless just you're catching the ball, you're adjusting your hand, and you're getting rid of it. Great job. Listen, let me tell you this. We threw to a running back. Great job by Kyrie Jones getting low and catching that ball.
So we're going to take a timeout. 6:03 to go. We got a water break on the field. You're watching the 2020 FHSAA Football Region Semifinal game on ManateeFootball.com. Thanks in part to Conley Buick GMC.
They say life is better on the water, where the only measure of time is the disappearing tide and the sound of fishermen returning from a long day's work. That's where you'll find Swordfish Grill, nestled along the quiet Gulf Coast in Florida's oldest fishing village. This is a place to relax, to unwind, and enjoy freshly caught seafood. They say life's better on the water, We couldn't agree more. Swordfish Grill and Tiki Bar, located in Cortez, Florida's oldest fishing village.
Welcome back, Joe Kinnan Field of Hawkins Stadium. Why is the clock running? Why is the clock running?
I don't know why the clock's running.
I have no idea. We go to a water break. They start a clock out of nowhere. But anyways, here we go. Under 6 minutes to go. First and 10 Hurricanes. Jace Brzezowski takes the snap, throws it in the flat. It's going to be caught, and Jaden Corbett will go out of bounds. A 4-yard pickup on the play. Good as a run up the middle right there.
Yeah.
Second down to 6.
It's just like a run up the middle. Which, you know what? I just, maybe coach was being coy this week. But I really thought we'd come out and see what we could do physically against them. But you know what? It's all about how they line up to you on game night. It's different to sometimes how you prepare. And you got to be ready for that. And the coaches have kind of switched things a little bit. And it's been there. The passing game has been there.
Right.
There's no question.
I think they're vulnerable to the pass. I mean, I'd go up top right here to Jaden Corbett and go deep. Here we go. Let's see if he doesn't try and do it. He does. He throws it out there and overthrows him. He had him there.
Yeah. Had him on a little out route there, and Jace floating a little bit on second down there. Actually, probably could have gone
There goes
deep.
Jace limping off the field. This ain't good. Now he goes down. Not good at all. I did not see what happened at the end of that play. I saw the ball leave, but
yeah, maybe there's someone down on his ankles, and that's why he kind of floated it. Our next best quarterback, or the next one back there, is 33. Chris Perry, who's been playing some wide receiver. With Iron out, you maybe think Iron comes in there for some Wildcat.
Iron's still on the trainer's table down at the other end.
That's a highly unlikely.
10's out, 11's down. I mean, we're losing guys left and right here. So I don't know what to think at this point in time because you got guys open. I'm not sure. Kevin's down on the sidelines, but I think he's entertaining somebody for some unknown reason. But whatever it may be, but yeah.
No, you got guys.
I didn't see it. I watched the throw go.
I did not see what happened at the end. I was watching the throw, so I don't know if there's pressure. It didn't seem like there was pressure.
I didn't think so either.
If Kevin saw something
he's
different.
limping, not good either. He's getting help going off now. This is really bad.
Looks low on his ankle. That does not look good.
This is really, really bad.
Chris Perry, listen, next guy up, and
let me tell you the plus side of Chris Perry, though. If there is an upside to him, he has the ability to pull and run
100%
in a second.
A little more athletic than Jace.
Yes.
And obviously has not played a whole lot of quarterback. So now we may expect some run.
Hey, you know what? You got to kind of expect things like this to happen over the years. 3rd down and 7.
First thing is catch the snap.
Here we go. Let's see what happens right here. Hand off to Kyrie Jones. Nowhere to go, and that's just a safe play because we don't want to do a whole lot with it. I think you still got to go for it on 4th down. If I'm going to use Chris Perry in any situations going forward, I think I got to use him in a rollout situation, find guys open to allow him the ability to throw the football.
And if it's not there, take it and run.
Exactly.
You see green grass, go. And that may be something we eventually see. It's hard, obviously, in the middle of a series to coach a guy up to do that, but that may be something we see.
Now, if you're on St. Thomas side of the field, what are you saying? Hey, man, they got no faith.
I'm loading the box, playing man-to-man. I'm loading the box. I'm bringing pressure, and that's probably what they're going to do.
Ty Neville's will come to the wide on our side over here, the near side. Chris Perry drops back. He looks. He's going to fire out, and it's going to be in and out of the intended receiver. Ty Neville's was there.
Close. It was close.
He had him, and that was a well-thrown football by Chris Perry.
Hearing Coach Green, though, I think what it was intended for. Jaden was single coverage over on our sideline, pretty much wide open man to man.
He was.
And if I'm gonna throw anybody, I'm gonna throw it to Jaden and let him go up and get it. But still, Ty had a chance, and Perry threw a nice ball. Really, where he really the only person having any kind of chance to catch it was Neville. So we'll see what happens with Jace and.
Well, the defense has got to do something. 4:36 to go first quarter. St. Thomas up 14-0, and it's been all about the Raiders so far. And I mean, short drives, not long drives. They've been short drives.
Turnovers needed.
Time it'll be a handoff to Hankerson. He'll sidestep one, get by another before taken down by Jannard Dunbar. Before he picks up 6 on the play.
Yeah, making the first guy miss is huge as a running back, and that's what he's done consistently, really. Kudos to Dunbar
shuffle
back there
guy.
and making the play, though.
He's not a guy that runs north and south. He's a guy that runs east and west, and that's what you have to play for. It's hard to defend it because you don't go against it in practice a whole lot.
Shovel pass to 18.
Taking a snap, looks back, fires out in the flat quickly. He's got his receiver, enough for the first down. Sidesteps at 2 guys. Gets out of 2 possible tackles and gets the ball all the way out to the 42-yard line. A 16-yard pickup and a first down for the Raiders. 3:40 to go, first quarter.
Yeah, Braylon Brown is his first reception of the game, and he's a stud for them, number 6. There's no doubt. He's a guy who I know Coach was worried about.
Tight end goes in motion over to the right side. Turner now will look back towards the sidelines and look for the play to be called. Manatee's front 4 is having a tough time with that offensive line right now. This time Turner drops back. He's going to fire deep. He's got a man open and incomplete. It'll be Tyreek Allen in coverage.
Oh, late flag.
That's a terrible flag.
That is not.
Horrible flag.
Oh, man.
That was not pass interference. I don't care what you – that's horrible.
They're both playing with each other. That is a terrible call. And unfortunately, it's a guy sitting on their sideline getting yelled at. That is not a pass interference.
Hey, not only was it not pass interference, the ball was 9 yards past the guy.
No.
It wasn't even close to being caught to begin with. So I don't know how you can say that you think a high school player is going to close the gap and get there. Terrible call. Absolutely one of the worst I've seen in a long time.
Jeez.
That'll move the ball down to the Hurricanes' 26-yard line. And we have no idea where the official ball is. Everybody's looking for it. Nobody knows where it is.
Do we even have it spotted yet?
Yeah, they're going to put it down on the 26. But I've got no problems with pass interference when it's actually pass interference, but that was not a pass interference call there.
No.
So an easy first down for the Raiders. Moves the ball to the Manatee 27-yard line. First down at 10. And now we got a stoppage of play for the officials trying to figure out where to set the football. I don't know where it was previously, to be honest with you.
The sticks moved before they should have moved. They moved way off like it was high or pros, like at the spot. So they moved way. They shouldn't have never moved. The ref on our sideline should have told the sticks to wait until the play was called, and they were already moving. It's a big fat mess.
Is what it is. They're going to leave it there on the 27-yard line. First down, 10, 3:04 to go, first quarter. Raiders lead 14-0 over the Hurricanes and driving here as they're in Manatee territory. Try and get some scores of other games. I can tell you this much. The winner of this game will play Venice Indians, who were victorious tonight or this afternoon. This time Hankerson will get they fake it to him. Zion.
Good job.
Turner had it right there. He actually good pull because Manatee defense was all over Hankerson. He kept it and moved to the right. He managed to pick up 2 yards on the play, second down and 8.
Yeah, good job by Hyman there, getting out there and making sure Turner didn't go any further. Hey, listen, a gain of 2 yards on first down is a win. There's no question on that. Now you got to win on third down. Hopefully you get them third down. You win on third down, make them punt or make them try to make a field goal.
I think they have an advantage over the right as far as the receiving. Let's see if he doesn't try and go that way. He's going to fire out in the flat, wide open, hits him, first down.
Yeah, again, just a nice little comeback route there by Braylon Brown again. And, hard to defend.
First down and 10, Raiders at the Manatee 15. Turner takes a snap. He will hand off to Hankerson. He'll go straight up the gut. He'll pick up about 5. He'll move it down to Close to the 10. I think they'll put it right on the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Opening kickoff, and it's been south ever since here in the first quarter.
They really kind of set the tone of the game, to be honest with you. And then obviously injuries. Iron goes down, and now, Jace Brzezowski goes down, our quarterback. Really had 2 drives offensively going for us. Some missed, some drops in the passing game, and then Jace getting hurt derailed us.
Time Turner takes. He's going to fire a quick slant. It's going to be caught.
Incomplete.
In and out.
The defense has got to find a way. Should have been caught. Defense got to find a way to make a stop here. So now it brings up 3rd and 5. Defense has to find a way to make a stop. A turnover would be huge, but a stop here on 3rd down and make them try to make a field goal is just as big as a victory. There's no question.
Well,
and
you got to have an answer for number 6 on the far side. That's their go-to guy. This time Dunbar's going to come and play press coverage, which I like a lot. Don't let him go.
He moves.
That's movement right there. Absolutely. That'll move him back 5, make it 3rd and 10. So that make things a little bit tougher for the Raiders. But I did like the fact that we walked up and played a little bit of press coverage right there.
I mean, might as well get in their face, and what do you got to lose?
Don't get me wrong. There's a big mismatch. Braylon Brown versus, Daniel Dunbar over there. You talk height-wise, there's a mismatch. Can Daniel – he's going to have to come up there and really push him and force him towards the boundary. This time they're going to go that way towards Brown and in and out. And exactly who I said they were going after, it's going to be –
Jason Harrell out there.
Was it Harrell or was it Dunbar?
26.
Okay.
It was Jason Harrell. But either way, you're absolutely right. And so the quarterback, Zion had to put it exactly on the money, and he did. But Braylon, good coverage by Harrell, not bad coverage.
No, I like
it.
He was right there with him.
To make a perfect play, a perfect pass, perfect catch.
There's just a size differential between the two, and he did a good job of staying with him. Now that'll bring on Noah Botsford. He's only 1 for 1 on the year. 31 yards is the longest of the year. This is going to be set at the
left footer from the right hash, though.
22. This will be 32. This will be the longest of the year for him.
Hit the scoreboard.
And the kick is up, and the kick is going to be good. And that'll make it 17-0. 1:31 to go first quarter. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. You're watching Manatee Football presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Welcome to Progressive Cabinetry.
We design and coordinate your project from beginning to end.
We meet with every client personally.
At Progressive Cabinetry, we'll be with you every step of the way. Let's make it happen.
Anyway, I'm still doing my thing down here, so don't count on me.
Welcome back to Joe Canam Field at Hawkins Stadium. 1:32 go, first quarter. St. Thomas leads 17-0. Just converting a 32-yard field goal by Noah Botsford. Kicking off right to left. Botsford puts his right foot into it. It's going to be a returnable kick by E.J. Allen across the 10. He's going to run to a crowd of defenders at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Canes will start. And Chris Perry will run this offense now for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, just learning from the Kevin down there on the sideline. Looks like Jace is not coming back. We don't know if obviously that's for good for the rest of the game. It looks like his ankle's being iced. I know they're working on Iron, but hey, listen, next guy up. Coach talks about it all the time. Next guy up.
That's all you got to do.
And, hey, Perry, Chris, it's your time to shine. Let's go get it.
It's all about opportunities, and here is your opportunity to make something happen.
Cinderella story. You know what I mean?
Canes will come out. They will have Kyrie Jones in the backfield.
Samu's back there in the backfield as well. And Ron Harley.
Yeah, so now we're going to go a little bit of a power set here for the Canes. They will hand off and nothing doing. Lucky if they can even get it back to the line of scrimmage. You're going to have to throw the football with Chris. It doesn't make any difference what you do. You can't just You're not going to abandon everything. We haven't got a running game going from the start. We went to air early, and, hey, no fault of what we're doing. I'm not questioning the play call. I'm just questioning.
We've only run the ball 5 times.
We put ourselves in
we
put ourselves in a hole from the very get-go. This time Perry drops back. He's looking. He's going to fire deep. It's going to be Jaden Corbett, and it's intercepted. He threw it out there. He has plenty of arm strength, and it's good coverage by St. Thomas. He had the inside coverage on him. There's hard to get that football to him. And
but no, you're right. There's no short of arm strength from Chris, that's for sure. And putting up for our best guy, and unfortunately coverage was there. Whether that's ill-advised throw or not, I don't know what the read is. But
distance-wise, it's as good as a punt, guys.
Yeah, defense has got to kind of –
and they're stacking the box.
Defense has given up 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So no question defense has got to step up eventually.
We had movement on the far side over there, and we don't even get it. There's a snap. Turner takes it, hands off to Hankerson, and Hankerson's going to be drugged down. It's going to be Devon Stewart on his stop, but not before Hankerson picks up 3.
Yeah, with this kind of type of game right now, offense obviously losing the starting quarterback. You've got the defense. You've got to ask the defense. Listen, you got to stop them. Whether it be a punt, whether it be a turnover, we got to have some kind of help from the defense on this possession, because they've gone 3 for 3 for touchdowns or points on the board.
Well, you can't give up. I mean, the bottom line is they did the same thing against American Heritage, who found themselves right back in the football game as well. So.
End of the quarter.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. Canes trail 17-0. We come back with second quarter action after we hear from our sponsors. You're watching the 2020 FHSAA Football Region Semifinal game on ManateeFootball.com. Thanks in part to Conley Buick GMC. All right, we're back here at Joe Kinnan Field, Hawkins Stadium. At the end of the first quarter, the Canes trail 17-0. St. Thomas now going left to right, second down and 7 at their own 42-yard line or 38-yard line. Zion Turner, the quarterback. Hankerson offset to the left. This time he'll take it. He drops back. Under pressure, he gets away from the first guy. He'll sidestep another, and he's going to have enough for the first down, I believe.
Yeah, right at the stick. We'll see if they measure. If not, it'll be pretty darn close. And that's what Zion, really, his athleticism, when things break down, we were almost there, kind of getting pressure on him. That's what his athleticism does. He's able to scramble the pocket. Very similar, to be honest with you, I think what Chris Perry could give to us as our quarterback.
I agree.
And we may have to make some adjustments moving forward.
First and 10, Raiders at their own 46. Hand off to Hankerson. He's got some running room up the middle, and they've had plenty of room. I mean, he just kind of drags it along. He gets 5 there, second down and 5 coming. And
yeah, we got to
make good job by their offensive line right now. They're big guys. Here's the deal: if you could find a way to cut the seam, you got to get in the gaps to fill some stuff up and force them to do something different, because those big guys, they can't get to the second level. Second down. Turner keeps it. He's looking. He's going to throw it out in the flat, wide open receiver. And he's going to have the ball all the way down to the Canes 36-yard line.
Yeah, good pressure there by Hyman trying to get in there to Zion. Just good composure by Zion, just kind of taking the hit and giving it number 13 as he's running about a 10-yard route coming across the middle.
So far, not an answer for anything they're doing offensively. This time, Hankerson will take it off the right. We miss another tackle. That's 2, and finally runs a guy over, steps out of bounds. That was Markel Jackson. He met head up, and I'd say he didn't really run him over. I mean, they bet each other and kind of stopped on the spot, and ball's down now to the Manatee 21.
Yeah, both kind of bit backwards there. But again, you know, you can hear something. We didn't set the edge properly.
No.
Whoever that may have been down here on the edge did not set the edge properly and let the guy, you know, let Hankerson get outside. You definitely can't let him get outside on you. That's for darn sure.
This time they will go to an I formation. Move the fullback to the left. Hankerson now will bounce it out again. This time he slips as he tried to make a cut. All he stopped him was the grass before he gets another 5, second down and 5.
Yeah, it looks like to me right now our defensive end just a little bit confused on some of the blocking scheme we're seeing up front. Do we crash it and squeeze, or do we not? And do we really keep contained outside, especially our outside shoulder, keeping that free to keep the guy from going outside?
Again, under center will be Turner. A handoff to Hankerson again. He'll bounce off the first guy. Ron Harley will stop him short of the first down. Bring up a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, the second, third down in the game here, this is a big one. Hey, listen, bad snap, low snap, another coming under center.
We're going quick, and we're not even ready. Here we go.
Don't jump. Good job.
Good job right there. They try to get him to jump. Now I'll go back under center. Hankerson deep. They will hand it to Hankerson, who's got the first down.
Yep, gains a couple there for the first down, but good job from us not jumping and you know, first time we've kind of seen them be under center.
Now it's 1st and goal for the Raiders.
Again, you kind of said earlier, defense. We don't have any answers right now with their offense. That's the first thing we got to figure out on defense. Doesn't matter now what the offense does. We got to figure out on defense how do we stop them and get the ball back.
1st down and goal at the Manatee 9-yard line are the Raiders. They will fake it. Turner will keep it himself, and he's going to be met by Nathan Hyman. He's going to manage to pick up a yard to move it to the 8.
Good job there by Nathan Hyman. Guy coming in motion, run the little jet. They pulled the left guard in there to try to make that pulling guard there to make the opening for Zion. But good job by Nathan Hyman avoiding the blocker and getting into Zion.
2nd down and goal, Raiders. Turner takes a snap, fakes it. He's going to throw it out in the flat to the tight end. He's going to come up short around the 2-yard line. Jaden Corbett on the spot.
Maybe the only team in America that have a good-looking dude like number 18 show up to a game, and I haven't even seen him on film. Haven't even seen him. He's not even on the roster.
No, we looked at everything. I even talked to Coach. Everybody was like, who is 18?
Big 3rd down here for the Hurricanes.
3rd and goal. Raiders at the 2.
Inside leverage, Markel.
I formation for the Raiders. They'll hand off to Hankerson. He'll walk in easily for the touchdown, and that'll move it to 23-0. For some reason, the clock's still running. Well, just like that. I mean, this game started off good excitement, everything going into it, and then everything has gone south ever since. I mean, opening kickoff, they return it down to our 29-yard line. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. We don't do anything, got to kick it back to them.
Injuries.
Boom, they go right down the field. We get Iron Jackson gets injured. Then Jace Brzezowski on the 3rd series, he gets injured, so we've lost one of our key players on defense as well as special teams in Iron Jackson, and then Jace Brzezowski goes down, our starting quarterback. So what could go wrong has gone wrong.
Yeah, there's no question about that. What could and has gone wrong. So, you know, the only positive outlook really is can anything else really go wrong else? And I don't necessarily think I can't even pick something else
I don't know.
to go wrong. So you know what? The bottom line is I know it's 24-0. We're midway through the second quarter here, but we got to play to our abilities. Really, we really haven't. We'll see what Chris Perry can get the offense. That offensive side of the ball, you got to find something that works, whether it's running inside, whether it's running outside, maybe pulling Chris Perry, like you said, getting him on the perimeter, make him a run-pass threat. But the biggest thing is defensively. They've got four times they've gotten the ball, 4 possessions, and they've scored 3 touchdowns and a field goal. So defensively, we got to come up with something to stop their attack. And really, it's been running the ball. They've already had 73 yards for rushing for Hankerson on 12 carries, and he's got a touchdown. So, they've got about a little over 200 yards here in the first quarter and a half.
7 minutes to go, first half, 24-0. The Canes trail. Bosford does the kickoff. This one's going to soar back to the 1-yard line. It's going to be Tyreek Allen across the 20 to the 22. A good return by Tyreek, and see if the Manatee offense can get something going. Hey, listen, as bleak as things are today, listen, I had a great day earlier coming into this. Played a little golf, watched Vic Hoffman.
Heard some big news.
First hole in one, 54 years old.
Victor.
Dropped it on the 18th hole at Pine Brook today.
Great job, Vic. That's a huge deal. I mean, shoot, hole in ones. I'm just trying to get, bogeys out there. This guy's dropping hole in ones.
Also want to say happy anniversary to my nephew, as that's coming around the corner here. It's Kevin Dillingham, 1-year anniversary.
That's big. Congrats.
Chris Perry, quarterback. He will hand off up the middle. Kyrie Jones finds some running room across the 30 out to the 36.
Here we go.
Or 34. Let's see if they put him on the 35, I think, is where they're going to actually spot the ball. And got the guy over the far side at the 35. Finally, they do place it on the 35, 1st and 10. See if the Canes can find a little bit of action here.
Get some momentum here going. Maybe run the ball. A little play action fake may help Chris. Definitely if we can run the ball.
It's time to take the snap. He will hand off, and they were in the backfield, but ball's loose, and
and we weren't down when
St. Thomas has it. Well, we were asking what can go worse, and that can make it even worse.
Exchange issue there, and again, I don't know if it's what the exchange issue was. I don't know if Chris was down or not there, but that's something that can go worse. But first down run right there by Kyrie for a gain of 10, 11 yards, and all of a sudden you get the ball back. That's something you can't do. There's no question. I don't care if it's 0-0. You can't give the ball back on your own inside, your own 30.
Can't give it to them at our 25 for no. I mean, that's impossible.
No, if you're going to win a big game like this, you have to put a complete game together, and your
100%.
kids have got to show up to play. 2 turnovers in the first half is not going to do the job. And then we've lost 2 of our best players in the first half as well.
And special teams play, right, Coach?
Yeah,
Kevin?
Absolutely.
Sorry, Coach here.
I mean, 6:13 to go, and Canes trail 24-0. Sadly enough, I mean, we're on the verge of looking at a running clock early on here.
Yeah, again, defensively, it's tough to come out to 2 plays after giving a touchdown up, but you got to come up and be ready to go defensively. Let's get a turnover here, kind of flip the script what we've seen in the first quarter and a half here, and see what we can do.
1st and 10, Raiders at the Manatee 25. Bring a man in motion. Turner takes it, drops back, looking left, now looks back right, turns around. He's got under pressure, flips it out. It'll be incomplete.
I mean, 2 holding calls and just absolutely nothing. Samu's jersey's absolutely torn. I mean, come on. But
take your word for it, because I don't see it. I'm looking at this guy trying to run away from pressure. Manatee had good pressure up the middle, and hey, it just takes one stop. One stop, go down, score. I mean, you still got an entire half of football to play, but you got to make something happen here.
Yep, one quick momentum change.
They'll go empty backfield yet again, the Raiders do. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Zion Turner, quarterback, takes a snap, drops back, looks right, and he's going to pump it. Now he's going to throw towards the end zone. Wide open is the receiver.
Yeah, Corbett fell in the coverage there. Otherwise, it would not have been wide open. Kind of tripped on the cover, but overthrown by Zion. So it brings up a 3rd and 10. This is big. We can one, stop them for a long field goal attempt, or just stop them, make them maybe they big play for a loss. Maybe they got to punt the ball. But this is a big play for our defense. Find some way, somehow, to stop them.
3rd and 10. They'll bring Hankerson in.
I'd expect maybe a draw or some kind of screen, maybe to Hankerson.
Yeah, he's had a lot of success running the football, and hey, as good as the young man is, I don't think he's great by no means. They'll bring a man in motion, offset in the back. Now they're going to pump fake.
There's a screen.
There's a screen. Good job.
Thomas, great job.
Cornell Thomas flushed that one out. Great job of calling that one. That came underneath, and Manatee stayed with it. And let's see if they're going to go for it. They're in a situation. Punting does them no good. And they are going to bring the punting unit on, which surprises me because
Here's why I say you punt the ball. If I'm them, if I'm St. Thomas, you're up 24-0.
I don't know. Really 24-0, Chad. I'm going to try and fire for something.
I feel you.
I mean, why would I do it? Now they're going to call a timeout because you're in no man's land right here. If you punt it, it goes in the end zone. You're giving up 12 yards. Yeah. So why bother?
My assumption is they probably got a pretty darn good punter.
He ain't that good.
And he may be able to cough us in.
He's the same guy that's been kicking off. He averages 36 yards a punt. So
But we haven't proven anything on offense either.
We haven't proven anything on defense. I go for it.
If you can get anything inside the 10 for them to kneel it,
they're going to run the punter back out. I'm looking for a fake.
Watch a fake.
Big time. If you call a timeout, that means you're looking to fake a punt. There's no other reason that as St. Thomas you call a timeout. Look at this guy wide over here. We got nobody on him. Here we go. Markel comes to him finally.
We will. This is their normal punt formation. So nothing changed there. Doesn't mean they can't fake it. Obviously.
I just play up. I'm playing against the fake. If you want to put us inside the 10, then so be it.
There it is.
There he goes. He got the backspin on it, and it's going to drop at the 8. That's fine. I'm okay with it.
Hey, great stop by the defense.
Yep.
Listen, kudos to the defense coming out there because they could have easily said, you know what, lay down and been done with this game. It's 24-0. Great job by the defense going 3 and out. And let's see. Listen, now it's back on the offense. Offense got to do something. We got to do get some kind of rhythm going here, run the ball, and we'll see what Chris Perry and the offense can do.
We're about to find out tonight's game of the 2020 FHSAA Class 7A Football Championship, sponsored by the Florida High School Athletic Association. The FHSAA is a democratic organization with membership of more than 800 middle and senior high schools, all committed to ensuring that Florida student-athletes can compete fairly, equitably, and educational environment. The Florida High School Athletic Association building leaders through teamwork. This time they'll hand off up the middle. We got no running room. We're finding nothing inside. When you go back and you look, and I'm going to go back to the American Heritage game. When you go back and you look at that football game, they ran the ball. You talk about a difference in a running back. I mean, Kyrie's good, but the difference in their running back and Kyrie at about 6 inches in height.
100%.
I mean, it looks a lot like Leonard Fournette running through the middle. And
yeah,
big, powerful guy. And it's not to say that you can't run in the middle against him.
I thought we'd be able to run the ball a little bit better than we have. Granted, we only had 7 attempts.
Here we go. We're going to bounce it out a little bit, and this time
I think especially
find a little running room off the left. Kyrie bounces out some. We pick up about 3, 3rd and 7.
It's a challenge to play a team like St. Thomas, no doubt. It's even more of a challenge to play a team when you're one of your great skilled kids, athletes, and Iron gets here, but also your quarterback. Perry hasn't seen any really snaps at quarterback.
He ain't seen any all year. I mean, I'll give him a maximum of 2.
I don't know
there
if everybody can hear Coach Green, but the formation wasn't set. So, the quarterback is supposed to know formation.
Yeah, we don't know it.
Something you miss with
it
not
makes
having the right
it so difficult.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100% difficult. And, there's only so many things you can do, and you're trying to piece things together, and hopefully survive and weather the storm. Maybe get a touchdown before the half and then go into halftime and figure something out.
Let's regroup. Right. Let's talk as a staff. Figure out how can we put our best guys with the balls in their hands and do something to be productive on offense.
Hey, for the latest official news about Florida high school sports, including the results of the all rounds in the 2020 FHSAA football championships, visit FHSAA.com, the new official website of the Florida High School Athletic Association. That's www.fhsaa.com. Catch live and on-demand postseason coverage of the Florida high school sports at www.nfhsa.com. Brought to you by the NFHS Network. 3rd down, 7.
They move. Give it to me. Didn't cross, huh?
How did he not get across? Is a good question. And the weird part is they've moved their entire defense.
Come on, Chris.
Tyreek Sapp, number 2, going to Florida. He's now on the interior portion of things. This time,
throw it.
He's under pressure. He's going to throw it out to Jaden Corby. He's going to catch it, but not nearly enough for the first down. Get out of the 15. Canes will have to punt. Good job by Chris Perry just to avoid the pressure.
Absolutely, to avoid the pressure and just getting out to somebody open there, in Corbett, but obviously not enough. And you can see, St. Thomas bringing guys up, dropping guys back, and now they're messing with us a little bit, flirting with who's coming, who's going, with a new quarterback that really hasn't played quarterback all year, maybe in some scout team situations, things like that. But again, we're going to have to regroup.
Chris Snyder on to do the punting for the Canes. Stands at his own goal line. Takes this snap. Gets it away. And good grief. He almost could have been blocked. Ball's taken to the 45. He's going to get across the 40 out to the 31-yard line of the Canes. And thank goodness the defender pulled up. Otherwise, he could have blocked that easy.
Yeah, he wasn't even blocked off the edge. I don't know if it was missed assignments or something there, but he wasn't even, number 11 wasn't even blocked.
He just quit on it.
And just stopped.
Maybe he's afraid of stopped. That ball could have easily been blocked.
But now you ask the defense to come out again and make a big stop here at almost the same yardage that they had it just a minute ago. They made a big stop. So defense got to come up big again.
Zion Turner, quarterback for the Raiders, will look back towards his sideline. They have the ball at the Manatee 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Turner takes it, hands off to Hankerson. Hankerson going to be pressured. This time they wrap him up early on. A host of Hurricanes in there with Samu Vave as one of the group of Canes. Cornell Thomas, the initial contact guy on
Ron
the play.
Hurley in there. Good job there to stop that run play there.
1 yard.
Second along.
Yep, 1 yard pickup, 2nd down and 9. Turner again, hands off to Hankerson. Plenty of running room. He's going to bounce inside, again across the 10 to about the 9. And right now they're just having their way with this Manatee defense. I don't think talent-wise they're any better than we are. I just think what they're doing up front, they're handling our front four. When you handle that front four, it changes everything.
Oh, absolutely. Now you got one-on-one situations on the 2nd level and the 3rd level, and Hankerson's making our guys miss.
This time Turner's going to take it, drop back, fire towards the end zone, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown.
Wow.
And the Raiders are running away with this in the first half. That'll move them up to 30-0. Clock still running. I don't know who runs the clock here, but this guy is miss. I mean, once it's in the end zone, they signal touchdown. You stop the clock. I'll look back 4 or 5 seconds. Will click off.
Not bad coverage there by Dunbar.
Coverage was good. It's just a good pass, good catch.
Yeah.
We're just getting beaten all aspects of this football game.
Yeah, no question. And you have to figure something out.
Snap, the hold, the kick is up, kick is good, and that'll make it 31-0, 2:11 to go First half of football, Canes trailing. I really don't have much of an answer for what's taking place at this point. I mean, I thought the game would be much better than this, and
yep.
all I can do is take it back to the opening kickoff, and it's almost like a snowball going downhill, and it's just gotten larger and larger.
It's a tough win against a national ranked top state team with you're fully loaded with all your guys. It's even much tougher as you lose guys in the start of the game.
Listen, I think St. Thomas is good, but I'm not going to give them that many props. I still think that next week we don't move on. Let's say a miracle doesn't happen and we come back in the second half. I think Venice can beat them.
Absolutely, Venice can play.
Ain't no doubt in my mind they can beat them.
I was confident, that we could play with them as well, but we're not going to be able to play with them when our starting quarterback goes out, and one of our best athletes in Irone goes out. Big time on special teams, even on offense, and on defense, and it's tough to lose a starting quarterback.
Thing about it is you just don't cash in the towel right now.
No, that's the one thing you want to see. You want to see us continue to fight because anytime a ball can fumble out, a big play can happen, and the big momentum switch, and you never know.
Seen a lot of games in my lifetime flip around real quick, and I know 31-0 seems like a desperate, valiant effort, but we'll see what happens. Tyreek Allen from the 5 across the 15 and gets tripped up as he's aggravated too.
Just that was close.
He was so close.
He had a lot of room down here, and it just that's the little things to me that could flip a game, and that right there is what it is. Those little games. You go back to 2009 would be St. Thomas here. We had a pick 6. We had some stuff that happens that really switches momentum of the game. Big stops on defense. So we got to somehow generate that and find that in the last 2 minutes in the second half of the game.
Manatee will start at their own 21-yard line, first down and 10, 2:04 to go first half. Canes trail 31-0. They have found nothing offensively so far. I think only 2 first downs through the first half so far. Time they will hand off to Kyrie Jones. He's got little room off the right side. Kyrie with 5 consecutive games over 100 yards, and it's going to be a grind to get to that tonight.
Well, here's something. Looking at stat-wise, we had 70 yards throwing the ball when Jace gets hurt in the after the second series. 70 yards.
And now all of a sudden we got nothing.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
So there was some passing lanes open. We even dropped 2 catches that would have added that to that total of 70. So we had things moving. And it's unfortunate you lose James.
How much better does it get for a defense, though? You take on an inexperienced, nothing against Chris Berry, but it's an inexperienced quarterback that you can just challenge all day long.
Absolutely.
This time Kyrie will go off the right side. Little running room over there. We'll give him 2. Bring up a 3rd and 6. And St. Thomas will call a timeout, trying to get the ball back one more time. 1:11 to go. First half, and I don't blame him.
No, I don't blame him. I want to score.
If you get it, you get the score. You got a running clock second half, and this game is good as over at that point in time. So you're trying to make things work in your favor. Hey, Tampa Bay Jaw and Facial Surgery of Bradenton is proud to support the Manatee Hurricanes. Tampa Bay Jaw and Facial Surgery of Bradenton provides dental implants and wisdom teeth removal with an experienced and certified staff. Contact Stephanie Zastrow of Tampa Bay Jaw and Facial Surgery at 941-747-5597. Kevin, tough situation for the Canes. They just have found nothing offensively all night.
No, it's not going to get much easier either, I don't think. Like Chad said earlier, we have an athletic quarterback. Maybe we can start to roll him around a little bit, get him out in space, let him make some decisions whether he wants to throw it or tuck it. But, yeah, they're going to stack the box, challenge us to run it, and they're going to try to stay in Chris's face all night. And he's practiced at a different position all week long, so it's an uphill battle for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, for the sake of everything right now, you got to get a first down. I just don't want to see us going into a running clock with the second half rolling, but see what the Canes can do here. 3rd down and 6, and Manatee will have to burn another timeout because we're not set properly yet again. That's just confusion as a young quarterback. And I say young. He's not a young quarterback. He's an inexperienced quarterback.
He's a sophomore, junior, same age as Jace. Didn't play last year. Plays a freshman. And again, he just hasn't played quarterback. And Jace really did, I think, had a command of, especially alignment, assignment-wise. Sure, of course, he makes some bad throws and some misreads and things like that, which, listen, he's a kid. But, you throw Chris Perry in there, and all of a sudden, hey, you're quarterback. Get guys lined up and let's go.
Yeah, and I see Jace I see him on the sideline over there. He's trying to walk, and there's no chance he's coming back.
I do not think so.
No. He is gingerly walking on that, and there's just no chance he can come back. You got another year to play with. It's done. It is what it is. So Chris Perry drops back, rolling right. He's going to have a man open. It's going to be Jaden Corbett. He's got it. And Corbett is very close.
They gave it to him.
I think he's got enough, yeah.
Look, they gave it to him. Hey, not a bad throw by Chris.
No,
had
good
some
throw.
Pressure in his face. Put the ball where it needed to go, right there to Corbett. Hey, that's some positive things that you can now go into halftime and say, look, hey, that throw we did, what you did, put you in motion a little bit. We talked about that a second ago. Coach Green, we may be able to make some things go with Chris and
believe in him a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
I got to tell you, I think I put it on the ground here and just try to get to the locker room.
Oh, 100%.
I agree with you.
You want to
100%.
regroup.
There it goes. Chris Perry drops back. He's going to pump fake. Now roll to his left.
Oh, what's the hold?
There goes a flag. Perry will keep it himself. Get out to the 35, 36. It's a late flag thrown in. And I think that's on the defense. I mean, they're holding our receiver, trying to get out in open space.
It looks like EJ's saying it's flags on them as he was trying to go out, which is obviously one of our
It will be
guys.
defensive holding.
We'll take it.
35 seconds to go. At this point in time, I don't know. What do you do? You try and make something happen. You're down 31-0. You have no choice but to try and make something happen.
You know what? Here's my thing. I'm on the gas.
I know.
On the gas. I'm full pedal. I mean, Kevin knows about Kevin. Way Kevin drives the way I'm going right now. I'm on the gas and I'm rocking and rolling. You know why? Because it's 31-0. 35 seconds. Hey, if you throw a pick and it's 30 yards down the field, it goes a punt.
So bad.
And it is what it is.
I'm going. I'm trying to strike.
Or you can make a special play.
Yeah.
All of a sudden things flip. We get the ball in the second half.
Here we go. 1st and 10, Canes. Under pressure, he's going to throw a little screen to Jaden Corbett. Jaden's going to get by the 50 to the 45 to the 40. Across the 30 to the 25. Finally run out of bounds at the 22-yard line with 25 seconds to go. And a great job by Jaden Corbett to sidestep a couple of tackles and find himself down inside the 30-yard line, close to they're going to finally put it down around the 23. 1st and 10, Canes inside Raider territory.
Yeah, great job there, just running the little slip screen. Good job by Corbett, not getting tackled by the first guy, and then great blocking downfield by the wide receivers.
Chris Perry takes a snap, looking left. He's going to fire towards the end zone, and this one's going to be picked off way too easy.
Yeah, no one's there.
Good
Don't
grief.
know if it's the route.
Maybe an inexperienced quarterback and little miscommunication.
Right. Nobody was even there.
Threw it to 3 Raiders, but that's part of it. You'll work on that at halftime.
So 18 seconds to go here in the half. Kevin, I'm going to leave this up to you. Do you really want to talk to Coach Shakir at half? Because I'm not sure there's going to be anything good to go.
I think let's let him slide.
All right, we'll let it ride.
Let him go. Let him get back there as quick as possible, make some adjustments here, and let's see if we can get out in the second half.
I just don't think it's worth the time and effort. Try and track him down. He's not going to be happy. Yeah, and just let him go deal with his squad and try and get things changed around, as the Canes will get the opening kickoff of the second half. Hey, listen, they can put up 31 in one half. We can do the same going the other way. So I hope. They'll take a knee. That'll be the final play of the first half. Canes trail 31-0. We're going to go into the Shake Pit halftime report, and we'll be back with the second half action in about 17 minutes. You're watching Manatee Hurricane Football presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Manatee County Sheriff's Office is proud to present the new iPhone and Android app. We remain dedicated to providing the highest standard of service to our residents and visitors. So with this app, you'll find valuable information right on your mobile device. The app, in partnership with thesherifapp.com, gives you our latest news and events, most wanted listings, sex offender locations, submit a tip, job opportunities, and more. Manatee County Sheriff's Office is available for free in the App Store and Google Play Store. Download our app today.
At Carl Reynolds Law, we're doing our part to slow the spread of coronavirus through contact-free legal services. Our consultations, as always, are free, but they can be done via video using Zoom, Skype, or FaceTime. Also, all necessary legal documents can be signed using DocuSign in the comfort and safety of your own home. Remember, we're all in this together. Stay healthy and safe out there. Call us or visit us online at injuriesarepersonal.com. Carl Reynolds Law, when it comes to injuries, it's always personal.
Manatee High School was established over 100 years ago in 1897. Since its inception, Manatee High School has fostered a spirit of excellence, loyalty, and proudly promotes the welfare of past Manatee County graduates and our future generations. The Manatee High School Alumni Association is a 501c3 not-for-profit organization with a volunteer board of Manatee High School alumni. Participation in our dedicated association is free, and we welcome members to volunteer with us. Through our various programs and events, we promote camaraderie, spirit, and service to the thousands of graduates we represent. We're devoted to offering exceptional opportunities for alumni who still maintain strong bonds. To date, we have an astounding 5,103 proud registered alumni members. Our oldest active members are proud Canes from the class of 1932. Our fantastic Alumni Association website is free to members and provides information such as monthly class luncheons, numerous photos, online yearbooks to view and for purchase, a classmate directory, and other beneficial information. Generous donations and alumni support also assists with providing exciting class reunions for graduates as far back as 1943. The Manatee High School Alumni Association focuses on several key components to our graduates, past, present, and future. At the heart of everything we do, we equip Manatee graduates with tools and techniques to help support their potential. Today, we provide a $500 college scholarship to 5 dynamic and promising Manatee High School graduates of all financial challenges. Our mission, possible through generous donations, is to increase the number of scholarship opportunities to more students, providing aid to graduates with their education, developing confidence, as well as real-life and personal leadership work skills. Financial need, desire to better themselves, and academic ability are the main criteria for these scholarships. Mentoring is vital and provides professional socialization and personal support to facilitate growth among graduating students. The Manatee High School Alumni Association supports quality mentoring that greatly enhances students' chances for success. Through generous donations and support of Manatee alumni, mentor programs are available and pair outgoing students with alumni in similar career fields. Donations and alumni support also allows the Manatee High School Alumni Association to continue its tradition of recognizing and honoring outstanding MHS alumnus. Nominations are accepted on our free membership website. Outstanding Alumni Award nominations are submitted and are awarded to a graduate of Manatee who has demonstrated a superior level of commitment to our alma mater, who has distinguished themselves through an active participation in our community. Those recognized with this award are considered among the very top citizens of our community and our country. Donations also make the Athletic Hall of Honor possible. This inspirational evening was established in 2015. And anyone may nominate a graduate from any graduating class who has achieved distinction on the athletic field and beyond the fields of Manatee High. These honorees are also recognized for having a positive influence on the lives of others. Inductees, their families, and friends are welcomed at a reception dinner, followed by an induction program held for the inductees. We're also extremely proud of our first responder alumni for their dedicated and brave service to our community. With donations and participation, the Alumni Association will express our gratitude by implementing and honoring MHS first responders with an awards dinner in addition to other recognition ceremonies. The Manatee High School Alumni Association is also extremely grateful for our courageous alumni for their dedicated service to our country in the United States Armed Forces. We are honored to support all United States military branches. Names can be registered on our website. Go USA! Our Alumni Association is an immense network of professional contacts, all whom already have one thing in common: the honor to be a Cane. All operations and events to ensure Manatee High alumnus success are financially supported solely by donations. Please consider supporting the Manatee High School Alumni Association today. We are Manatee.
You got 3 minutes.
Welcome, everybody, back to Joe Canaan Field Hawkins Stadium. Second half of football. Getting ready to get underway here shortly. The Canes trail 31-0, and try and get some other local scores here shortly for you.
Bringing them up right now, DC.
All right, Chad, you kind of look around. Obviously, the first half of football for the Canes not very good. It wasn't what we expected, but, hey, is what it is. Certain things happen, and didn't get off to a great start, but we'll see how things go in the second half. Hey, the FHSAA is now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Tweet us, like us, tag us on your social platforms by searching for FHSAA. Keep us up with teams and people who strive to make Manatee or make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. Be a fan of it all by following social media on FHSAA.
So obviously we know that the Venice Indians won earlier. They played at 3:30 against Homestead. They won 50-13. So the winner of this game plays them. Some other local, we know Palmetto was at Hillsborough at halftime. Palmetto was down 6-13.
What?
Southeast was home. Lake Gibson traveling to Southeast. Lake Gibson's up 27-10 at halftime in that ball game. So the other two Manatee County schools that are in it are down as we speak right now. I know Riverview Rams were in there as well, playing, I believe.
I got a couple more I want you to check out here in a minute after we get this second half kickoff going here. As Botsford is going to put his right foot into it. It'll be kicked high and deep, and this will go back in the end zone for a touchback. Look up the other ones in 7A, I think, that really intrigued me. Lakeland, Tampa Bay Tech, and Armwood, Bloomingdale. Those are two games that I think when you look forward into the future, you got Venice next week. Venice, a very good football team. I'd never take anything away from them last year. Of course, we beat them regular season. They beat us in the playoffs. And
sure.
I think Lakeland is the team. When you look at Lakeland going against Tampa Bay Tech, everybody's saying Tampa Bay Tech's going to win. I don't know.
Well, Riverview Rams, another local team, obviously Sarasota County, they're down 14-17 to Kissimmee Osceola, start of the third quarter there.
Familiar with that team very well over the years. First and 10, Canes are their own 20-yard line. This time, handoff to Kyrie Jones, sidesteps a player. He's going to pick up one on the play. Not much running room, and Aquinas has a player down immediately, and he is writhing in pain, and I don't like to see that.
Yeah, no, it looks like he grabbed towards his knee, and that's
yes,
not good.
He did.
Looks like number 50. They're starting nose guard there for the Raiders, Adatoli Daranijo.
Yeah, he's a senior, and that's not good. I'd never see Never want to see an individual
a guy
go
roll
down
around,
like
grabbing
that.
his
No.
knees like that. No. Hopefully he can get up okay, and it's nothing major.
See if you can get a score in that Lakeland game. I think that's an intriguing game in itself, as well as Armwood. Both of those teams. 7A football is very, very tough bracket to go through. And even if you look down the longevity of things, let's just say whoever next week, let's just say it's St. Thomas moves on. They're going to play.
Surprising, because we talked about this during the week. We thought Lakeland really better than what they were, down 21-28 in the third quarter to Tampa Bay Tech. And Armwood is down 0-9 against Bloomingdale right at halftime.
Bloomingdale already beat Lakeland early in the year. They've got a couple
good studs that are very good, and obviously proven that they're really good overall. I mean, we know Armwood has been extremely successful as a program. There's no question, really in 6A, not really in 7. But played Miami Central many times in 5 and 6A. And they got guys all over the board, in college and some of the pros. So,
and that's just this half of the bracket. I mean, you look at the other half of the bracket. You got Wekiva, who's really good. You got Edgewater and Niceville. All three of those teams.
Yep.
And I like Niceville out of all three of them.
Niceville playing tonight.
Yeah.
Buchholz, say that's an old school. I remember playing them as a kid.
1983 going up there. That was,
I remember being very young in the late 80s, early 90s, going playing Buchholz, and so that's a team. Blast from the past.
That was a team Manatee had to go through in 1983 on their quest to the state championship that year. This time Kyrie's going to lose yards, they're going to hand off, and they reset that offense, their line of scrimmage. A loss of 4 on the play, and you turn the clock all the way back to 83. We went to Buchholz, beat Buchholz, set us up for the state championship game down against Miami Southridge, and 1983 squad went undefeated, 14-0. And will always be the best team as far as, in my eyes.
100%. I agree with you.
Yeah, until somebody goes undefeated, it's hard to top it.
I know a guy on that team, or 44, pretty close.
Yeah. I wouldn't say, was it your father, maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
Third down and long. Chris Berry's going to roll to his right, looking. He's going to take off and run with it, and then step out of bounds, well shy. He's not even going to get back to the sticks. Fourth down 11 coming. Manatee will punt the ball away, and on the verge of they give up a touchdown. We're going to have a running clock, and this game will soar by going down. And
unfortunately, not exactly what we thought going into the game. And to be honest with you, we're not obviously have all of our weapons here. Losing Iron in the first or second series and losing Jace in the second or third series, our starting quarterback, does not help when you're playing a team of St. Thomas's caliber.
There's a snap, good snap. The punt gets away. Snyder hangs it up, and it's a deep, good punt. It's going to be taken at the 38. Turner's going to get it out across midfield to the 45. And
what is it? Oh, they're
Nathan Hyman locked up with the guy, and I thought the guy held him to begin with, not letting him get away, and he had hands on both sides of him, and I like the physicality of Nathan Hyman. Don't ever get that.
I don't care what the score is,
I don't
man.
either.
You're not gonna put it to me, and that's a good job. Listen, maybe that affects a little bit of everybody, and what you want to see here, really, the rest of the game forward is just keep fighting, keep pushing. These young guys will remember this. I think it was Gene in the beginning of the broadcast talked about how we got throttled the second time we played them, and then it propelled us in 2009. Hey, those guys remembered what happened.
First and 10, hand off to Hankerson. Hankerson sidesteps one and goes. Here's the thing about Hankerson. If you can find, when your front four matches up well and can find the gaps, and it's all about finding gaps, and they're big up front. The St. Thomas guys are, and you've got to close up, because Hankerson is really a sidestepping guy. He's not a guy that explodes forward. You got to just stop that first sidestep, and he likes to bounce left and right. This time they'll give to the guy in motion, and he's going to try and turn it up. And good pursuit by the Hurricanes. Stretch it out to the sidelines. They tackle him up. Cornell Thomas on a stop.
It's Reddick's first carry of the game, I think, on that jet sweep there for only gaining a couple yards. But here we go, 3rd and 5, and again, let's see if the defense can get us off the field here. and make a big play and get the offense the ball back.
This
now,
time,
granted, if they don't punt it.
Yeah, Reddick will stay in. The guy you got to look for all the time. He loves to throw to his right, but Brown is going to be at the far side over there up top.
18's been a guy, too, the little H-back tight end tonight.
This time, Turner drops
there
back.
he
He
is.
looks to the right. He's going to fire deep. We got coverage there, and it's caught. How did he catch that football? I don't. Good coverage. He just reached back and grabbed it away from our defender, and that's going to set up the running clock, folks.
Yeah, Quincy Skinner there on that catch, and really kind of underthrown ball to the backside shoulder there, Skinner, and Dunbar, a safety, corner, young guy turning and trying to make a play on the ball, and just kind of gets right in between his arms there, it looked like, for the touchdown.
Botsford on for the point after, 37-0, 9:15 to go, third quarter, and pretty much stick a fork in it now with a running clock. The kick will be up, and it's good. And now I guess you just kind of work on some guys that you going to move forward with going to the future. I give Jace all the credit in the world. He is trying his darndest on the sidelines to try and run, and he's running like he's got a boot on his foot. He might as well just sit it down. There's no reason even to make an attempt. I mean,
yeah,
he's trying. He's trying his best, but there's nothing he can do.
I mean, if we weren't able to do it in the second quarter, especially going off in halftime now, having 15 minutes of no moving, he's trying.
Yeah, I see him running on it, but he's favoring it so much. I mean, he wants back in, and that he's a competitor, and that's what you do, and that's what you like to see out of him, but it's just not going to happen tonight.
And I'm sure he's begging coaches. I mean, if he even thinks he can possibly do it, I'm sure he's begging coaches. But at the same time, the coaches got to understand, look, you're a junior for us, and if there's anything else further you could do to it, who knows?
Even if you can stand back there and throw, the bottom line is he has no mobility at this point, and
your statue.
They're just going to tee off on him. And, hey, listen, you got a whole another year left. No sense of chance of anything going forward. This game is, in all intents and purposes, out of reach as the clock is running 7:50, and it's going to keep mowing on down. And
he is running, though, a little bit better as he goes back and forth.
Yeah, but there's no reason to even come back. Botsford kicks it away, and it's going to go out of bounds, and the Canes will start at 35.
Actually, really the only negative thing really is going on with the St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders tonight. 2 kicks out of bounds, and it's obviously not good for us when that's the only thing we can say that's gone negative for them, But again, I don't disagree with maybe put some young guys in, see what Roy and Kyrie can do, and I mean obviously we know Kyrie can do. Put Roy in there, maybe Corey, get some guys in the perimeter, maybe change the game up just a little bit, and see what we got in some of these young guys. At the very least, now they got some experience against a St. Thomas Aquinas that we can move forward with in the next years.
Perry over to the sidelines and get to play. Now he's going to come back. Kyrie Jones will be in the backfield with him. 1st and 10, Canes at their own 35. It's a running clock the rest of the way. Canes trail 38-0. Perry takes a snap, drops back, looks to his left. Now he's going to get flushed out, and I think he left that pocket a little too early that time.
Yeah, left a little too early.
Yep.
Got some jitters because Neville was definitely open underneath there.
Just nothing more than an experience thing. We got a water break on the field. We'll take a quick timeout as well. You're watching the 2020 FHSAA regional semifinal game brought to you by ManateeFootball.com and Conley Buick GMC.
This is what I love, clean trucks and clean cars. That's what it's all about. Hi, I'm Zach Callis. I'm the owner of American Car Care Center, the friendliest car wash in Bradenton, Florida. We take pride at what we do here at American Car Care Center. Our employees treat your car like they would treat their own. They're here to make you happy, and our motto is, if you're not happy, tell us. If you're happy, tell a friend.
Second down and 10, Hurricanes. 6 10 to go. Clock running. It'll run the rest of the way out. Hand off to Kyrie Jones up the middle, and not much there for him. Hadn't been a whole lot of running room at all, and hadn't been a whole lot offensively for the Canes all night.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, especially when Jace went down. Now I'll keep going back to it. I mean, we had 70 yards passing in the first 2 series for the Canes until Jace went down. And that's really been the difference of the game. Now you got a new quarterback in there. You're gonna make him do something with the football, and you're going to stop the run. That's what they've done.
Yeah, played behind the sticks all night long, and it's hard to be successful in those situations. Again, handoff to Kyrie Jones up the middle. He's got some running room. Fights forward. He's going to have enough for the first down. Kyrie Jones will get it across the 45, and a good strong run in what appeared to be a passing situation. They run it straight up the gut. He picks up 8. 5 minutes ago, third quarter. Another handoff to Kyrie. He just powers forward for 3. 2nd and 7. Just one of those games you prepare all week long for something, and
yep.
Couple nicks here and there, and next thing you know, things have gone south. Roy Burchett will come in the backfield now. This time they're going to come with a lot of pressure. He throws it late and right at the sticks when he got rid of it, and probably for the better that he did get rid of it.
A little bit higher of a throw, though, and Corbin's there, so his eyes are seeing guys obviously downfield and just wasn't able to get it up off quick enough. And
no, and they brought more guys than we had to block. I mean, he had to get out of there real quick. And
we all talked about it. Going to the game, we're going to have to play a very good game. Something we did against Venice, maybe even better the game than we did against Venice because they're a good team. You can't lose top guys, especially your starting quarterback, and play the same.
This time Perry's rolling right, and he'll just run out of bounds under pressure. Nobody there. We got guys downfield, way downfield, not even open. So,
quick update, Palmetto scores coming out of the second half, 14-13 now lead over Hillsborough. Southeast still down 27-10.
Punting situation for the Canes at their own 39. Chris Snyder will stand at his own 25-yard line. And we have a whistle. St. Thomas will call a timeout. They don't have the right guys back there for the punt return, so they'll reset things. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. You're watching Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Before the warning flags are launched, before the winds of change arrive, you must plan and prepare for what lies ahead. Your business and personal finances call for a trusted team to help you achieve your goals with numbers you can count on. Serving this region since 1954, CS&L CPAs provides accounting, tax, audit, and consulting services. Our mission is to understand your unique needs and create exceptional solutions. CS&L CPAs is a proud supporter of Manatee High School. Visit us online to find out more.
Canes will set up to punt the football away. 3:09 to go, third quarter, 38-0. St. Thomas leading. Chris Snyder stands at his own 25. Good snap. Snyder takes it, kicks it away. A line drive kick that'll be taken at the 18. Across the 30 to the 40. Across midfield, and he's hit and dropped, and a flag is thrown down here around the
they may have been holding
41-yard line of the Canes. That's going to be against the return team.
Yeah, I think the number 58 right here knows exactly kind of what he did. And coach was saying, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm trying to block him." Tough thing.
Holding it is against the return team. They'll back it up 10. So the Raiders will start at their own. Let's see where they put them around the. Well, they're going to take it all the way back.
Probably one of their
Where
worst
they
field
first
positions.
touched it, right?
One of their worst field positions of the night, for sure.
And place it at their own 19-yard line, I think, when they finally get done with this. Yep. They'll set at the 19, and I think St. Thomas has got a new quarterback coming in. It'll be Dean Brady, senior.
Don't know if he's related to Marsha.
Or Tom. Marsha Brady, that's good. Here we go. Handoff inside and nothing doing there. Kane stop him immediately. Devon Stewart, Nathan Hyman in on the stop. And, this give us, we get in the fourth quarter, I'll talk a little bit more about a lot of our players as the season will come to a close here. For the Canes, we're going to lose some very good seniors that played extremely well throughout the year. On second down, nothing going there. A couple of yards, bring up a 3rd and long situation. I can't say enough about certain guys on this team, but we've got a great outlook of some guys that will return next year. Nathan Hyman, we're going to miss immensely.
Absolutely.
I mean,
very similar to what we thought coming this year, how we're going to lose, hurt with losing Porter. Hyman really has stepped up and become really the leader of the defense, especially the front seven, and he'll be greatly missed.
3rd and long. Brady takes it, and the left-hander throws it. He's got a receiver. It's caught, and it's going to be enough for the first down. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Also, other guys that we'll lose. Devon Stewart, another guy who's just kind of come into his own. I'm going to highly miss Jaden Corbett. I'm very excited to see where Jaden Corbett ends up next year when he goes to college.
Absolutely. He'll be somebody that makes wherever he goes, he's going to make someone happy. He's a hard worker, physical receiver, has a lot of, obviously, ability to him. He's going to make any roster where he goes better, that's for sure.
Stop on the play there by Nathan Hyman and a couple other guys defensively. Markel Jackson. He'll be lost as well, and Iron Jackson.
Big one. Probably you can kind of go down the list. He's probably the biggest one we lose. I mean, just the athletic ability he's had, and over the years, the 4 years he's been here, played almost every position other than offensive line and defensive line and linebacker. He's played in the secondary, played wide receiver, running back, a little bit of quarterback too as a Wildcat guy, an extremely special athlete that we seem to have every kind of 3 or 4 years, one of those special kind of guys, and he's one of them. Unfortunately, got hurt tonight. Really didn't get to see a whole lot of him against a talented team like St. Thomas. It'd have been nice to see him, really up against a team like this, but he'll be missed.
Yeah, we're at the end of 3 quarters. We'll keep things here. It's 38-0. St. Thomas leads. It gives us a chance to thank a lot of our sponsors throughout the year that we've had. Basil's Chicken and Ribs, CS&L CPAs, Crowder Brothers, Ace Hardware, Buccaneer Pond on all of our scoring recaps. None tonight, unfortunately. Manatee Memorial Hospitals, and as well as American Car Care, First Southern Bank, Bose Imaging, and Tampa Bay John Facial. Hopefully we'll have everybody back next year.
Can't say enough about the sponsors. Look, we run a top-notch program around the state and around the country, to be honest with you, and it's not done without the sponsors and without the local community coming up and saying we want to be a part of the program and being able to help support the program. Not only just dollars, but your service and the donations we get, and the kids realize that.
There we go. As St. Thomas will run it to the outside, they're going to have a hit as Markel Jackson hits him, but that ball doesn't wrap him up, and he continues on down the field, and he's going to move the ball into Manatee Hurricane territory. And, hey, listen, I also want to say a quick thank you. Yesterday when we did the breakfast for the team, Gary came out and helped us out.
Huge thank you to Gary Kortendorf.
Yeah.
Couldn't have done it without him.
Debbie is she wanted to be there, but she wasn't there at the Shake Pit. Hopefully we'll have her more involved next year as well. I miss her a lot, and hopefully we'll have her back involved as much as possible next year. First down at 10. St. Thomas straight up the middle. He's going to be met and dropped. Samu Vave on the play along with Marcellus Ponder.
Yeah, I know. It was a fantastic morning for the guys, and really just setting that tradition again of playing on Thanksgiving morning, or excuse me, Thanksgiving week, and having that Thanksgiving morning practice, and really be able to celebrate those guys. I think we made 300-plus pancakes. I smell like pancakes all day. I know that.
Here we go, second down, and this time the back is covered up immediately. A loss on the play, as that's going to be Jannard Dunbar, who's played absolutely spectacular this year.
He really has. Yeah, really has come along, and in position, outside linebacker, playing inside tonight, but he's come a long way. Injured last year.
Third and long for the Raiders. 38-0 to score. 10 minutes to go in our ball game. Season will come to a close for the Canes without a doubt here, and hey, defense still fighting. That's what I like out of them here. Is looks back, Brady pumps. He's going to roll right, looking for a guy. He's going to throw it in the flat, and that ball is going to be caught. Good catch out there. Pick up of 4 on the play.
That brings up third down to some local scores again here. Riverview getting close there, but Osceola looks like Simi Osceola scores again. Go 30-14 over the Riverview Rams. And Palmetto's still 14-13 in the third quarter there, and Southeast still down 34-10 against Lake Gibson.
So it appears Palmetto is the only one with an opportunity to keep Manatee County in the playoff
they play the winner
situation.
of Lake Gibson and Southeast, which obviously looks like Lake Gibson as of now.
Palmetto will be at home at that game if they can win. Fourth down, a low snap, and Brady still under pressure. Gets it and somehow gets it away. Unbelievable.
Wow. In for a first down.
When things are going bad, they're just going bad. He's a bad snap. He somehow picks it up and just throws it up and is caught. They move the ball down to the 12-yard line. 8.5 minutes to go in our game. This time Brady will go under center. Hands off to the tailback straight ahead, and the Canes will stop him, not before he picks up about 4 yards. It's been a crazy year. Everything's been out of whack for everybody across the country. I mean, fortunately, really didn't lose any games along the way with the whole COVID thing, minus the Kathleen game. But, I mean, outside of that, for ourselves, we've done a good job of staying healthy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Second down. This time we miss him, and he spins away. We had a guy, Backer was there. Dunbar was there. He just spun away from him, and he walks into the end zone touchdown, and that'll move it out to 44-0.
And reality is that's kind of been the way their running game has been tonight, even in the beginning of the game. We've had guys at the first level and make contact, and whether it was Hankerson or Reddick or number 23 right there, getting out of the harm's way there and making a move and going, it's kind of seemed to have been St. Thomas's MO.
Botsford on for the extra point to make it 45, and the kick is up, and it's good, and it's 45-0. 7 minutes to go. This clock will keep running, and I just want to thank everybody that has been involved with our broadcast all year long. It's always been a pleasure to bring games to our fans across the country and locally as well. And there's just, until you're a part of what actually goes on there, you're around it and understand, hey, listen, these guys gave everything they had coming in. Things just unfolded, unfortunately, the way you didn't want it to happen.
Yeah.
And
the unfortunate thing is you're going to leave this game. We're going to leave this game. At least I know my personal opinion is we're going to leave this game wondering what if. What if Jace doesn't get hurt? What if Iron doesn't get hurt? Because you lose your starting quarterback. That's a major, major deal.
You take it all the way back to the opening kickoff, and when you allow them to take it down to your 29, everything just kind of, after that, it just steamrolled the wrong direction. And there's a lot of things you can do and say, what if this, what if that. Bottom line is, things just didn't work out. And I'm not saying St. Thomas is a good football team. I was telling people that all week long. Do I think we had a chance? Absolutely, I thought we had a chance, and I thought we could win the football game if we do things correctly. If you said last week the way we played, do we have a chance? No. 4 turnovers, there's no shot we got. Tonight, not in that same situation. We just couldn't get anything going offensively or defensively for that matter. I mean, hey, they executed their game plan better than we executed ours. Bottom line. That's all there is to it.
Yes.
And never get disappointed in.
But
that's one of the newest things I've ever seen. We take a timeout and the clock's running. I never understood that, but it doesn't really matter at this point in time.
No, we knew St. Thomas was going to be very good coming in. We knew we had to play, our best game of the season to be able to beat them, and really thought we could, And if I'll go back to in high school football, your backup quarterback's not like the pros, or even.
E.J. Allen across the 30. He stumbles a little bit, gets across the 40 and out close to midfield, and the best return the Canes have had all night in starting position offensively. Got to the 47.
But in high school football, when a starting quarterback goes down, your backup quarterback is typically not someone who's taking a lot of snaps or maybe even not even playing that position. We're, in our case, Chris is playing some wide receiver and maybe taking a couple snaps here and there during practice. But it's different when all of a sudden you're thrown into a game against a nationally ranked team like St. Thomas. And so, it's unfortunate. But again, like Coach says all the time, next guy up.
First down and 10, Hurricanes are on 47-yard line. 4:40 to go in the game. Burchett will take the handoff. He'll fight forward for a couple of yards. He'll get 2 on the play.
Burchett, a young guy who I think we're going to see a lot of next year. Obviously, Kyrie Jones comes back in the backfield as well. But Burchett's going to be a guy who I think we may see in multiple positions, not just running back. May see him in the slot and things like that. I think, especially as he matures and gets some more muscle on him, he'll be a guy we see with big-time future.
Second down, Burchett again. This time he'll get the ball across midfield out to the Raiders 46. We got to get to the Raiders 43-yard line for a first down, so it'll be 3rd and 3. 3:40 to go in our game. St. Thomas will advance to the region final next week. They will travel back across the state again to play the Venice Indians.
Yeah, that'll be a couple rough 2 weeks there, coming back and forth, going back and then coming back to play Venice. And Venice is a strong team. Here's where I think, just kind of looking forward just a little bit, I think Venice, they're a very good throwing team. Their quarterback is very, very solid. And I'll say it again, Jace had 70 yards throwing before he gets hurt on 10 attempts. And that was something that looked like we thought that maybe we could do against them, is throw the ball a little bit. And that's going to be something coming out to see if Venice can throw the ball on St. Thomas and see if they can get that going. This is going to be a tough game for both teams. Both teams have seen each other the last 3 or 4 years, so they're familiar with each other. So that'll be an interesting game next week.
Yeah, and handoff up the middle on 4th down. Nowhere close to the first down. They blew the whistle early. I mean, that second effort got him very close to the first down. I can't believe they blew it that early, but that'll be a turnover on downs, and it'll be 2 minutes to go once they take this snap or less. I don't expect them to even.
Catching up on some updates here. Looks like Palmetto is 14-13, 2 minutes left in the third quarter. I got it up on the camera or my phone here. Looks like they're about to go in to try to score. Now it's 3rd and 1 from about Hillsboro's maybe 20-yard line.
Well, go Tigers. That's all I can say. Keep somebody alive here locally. A lot of people don't like to hear that, but I'd like to see the local teams advance as far as they can go. And I will be pulling for Venice next week. 1st and 10. Handoff, and it's going to go off the right side. And, hey, let's look back at all the positives. The Hurricanes district champions again, back-to-back years. That's a plus.
Absolutely.
In the playoffs yet again. There's a lot of good things that came out of this
12
season.
years in a row in the playoffs.
So there's a lot of positives. A lot of good players that we'll see go to the wayside, as seniors. They move on. Hopefully they'll find success in the college level. For those that continue to move on to play at the college level, we got some very good players that will return next year as well. So, hey, you look to the bright side. Once it's over, shift gears and move to something
new. I think
new.
the biggest thing we'll see, and we'll see how COVID obviously is the rest of the year, but the biggest thing I think and the biggest challenge for this team was there was no off season, after basically March and the beginning of March. There was no spring football. There was no summer activities. And you really were kind of thrust into this thing kind of late August to say, hey, now let's get ready to go. And really where you see a lot of growth and maturity and things like that is in the off season where they get, in the weight room, tougher, stronger. And then also the off season throwing and 7-on-7 is a big thing. And it's tough not to have that.
Folks, I believe that will be the final snap of the football game as the clock's winding down. Nobody's going to mess with it, even though the play clock says it'll come up a little short. And Canes will come down losing in the region semifinal game 45-0. And you know what? We'll have a whole nother season next year to look forward to. But, hey, it wasn't an unsuccessful season for the Canes. Just unfortunately didn't end the way you wanted things to end.
Right.
Give props to St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders. They came out, won this game handily, with really wasn't in question once we got to the second half of football. So, hey, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up for this 2020 season. You're watching Manatee Hurricane Football presented by Conley Buick GMC. Welcome back, Joe Kinnan Field Hawkins Stadium. The 2020 season has come to a close. The Hurricanes losing 45-0 to St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders. The Canes end the season at 7-2. And Chad, it's easy to sit here and say you're disappointed in how the season ended. The last game you're disappointed, but I think overall you got to be pleased considering all the COVID and everything else that took place throughout the year.
Sure.
But hey, you played well. You won a district championship along the way. A lot of good things to say, hey, we did well. Unfortunately, it just didn't finish the way you wanted. And bottom line is, when you get in the playoffs, only one team's going to be victorious in the end.
Well, and look, with a program like Manatee, our number one goal that we start every year is district championship and move to state championship. And so you cross off the district championship, check. And the next thing is, hey, we want to be state champs. And that's our expectations here at Manatee High School. So anything other than that, is you feel bad, obviously, in a game like this. But if you do look back at the season, hey, we checked off district championship and really had a chance. And one thing I'll say about this team, I think it goes back to the coaching staff and the players obviously buying in, is the toughness and the mental toughness of completing games. You even saw this tonight. They played to the end of the whistle, into the horn at the end of the game. We did that all year long. With some times we had some adversity against us and continue to make plays and beat some teams, that maybe we had been down the first half or things like that. But ultimately, look, we wish the seniors well. Got a lot of talent that's leaving. Got a lot of talent coming up. So we expect some big things next year. And again, we'll be here supporting them just like I hope the community is, and I'm sure they will be. And look forward to hopefully a normal off season. Get the guys in the weight room, 7-on-7, things like that.
I agree with you 100%. And listen, I want to thank everybody that's been a part of Manatee football this year. All of our sponsors. We can't do it without the community helping us along the way and supporting the Manatee Hurricane football program. Hope to have everybody back next year to do the same thing yet again and see if we can't just advance ourselves a little bit further in our quest for a state championship as well. Listen, for everybody involved in tonight's broadcast as well as all season long, Todd Solito taking care of all of our video broadcasts, Chad Choate, Gene Brown, Kevin Van Ostenbridge. This is Danny Carter. Until next season, so long, everyone.